Hello and welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. We have got lots to get into on the show this morning, but before we do that, please do me a small favour. If you are watching the channel for the first time today, make sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and give the video a like as well. On the show today, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's pursuit of a midfielder from La Liga. We're going to be talking about Hojlund to Napoli. We're going to be talking about Garnacho. We're going to be talking about Anthony. We've got a little bit of everything to talk about today. But as always, I want to get your thoughts. Do we still need to sign a midfielder before the end of the window? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. For me, I think this is probably the dumbest question I've ever asked. But maybe some people disagree. Maybe some people think we're fine. Do we need to sign a midfielder? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, yeah, yes is the short answer. Yes. We definitely need to sign a midfielder. I think it's absolutely essential. I don't know. I just think at the moment, without this midfielder, we're in a real sticky situation. And I think, yeah, like we need to bring in a midfielder before the end of this window. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what really will happen, but I think we're going to struggle this season if there's no midfielder. I mean, yeah, there still is that massive gap in our midfield, isn't there, at the moment? And I think if we're able to get someone in before the window ends, I think literally it will take us from where we are now to maybe like a top 8 finish. Same with the goalkeeper. Yeah, we just really badly need to strengthen in some key areas, and midfield is obviously one of them. So yeah, hopefully we can get this one over the line. In relation to the midfielders, the main person we've been linked to today is from La Liga. Now, this one's not somebody I'm that familiar with, but I've done quite a lot of research into this player. And this is coming from Manchester Evening News. There's one story this morning saying that we're looking at Camavinga. I mean, that's not going to happen realistically, is it? I mean, anything's possible, I guess. But the player that we're being linked to is from Sevilla. His name is... where's he gone? His name is Agume. Central defensive midfielder, 23 years of age. United have an interest in Agume. Blah, 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 blah. United are now back in trying to sign Agume as an option for this summer. Sevilla paid €8 million last summer. I think he was at Inter before that, and he's now playing for Sevilla. I watched a couple of clips of him this morning because I'm going to be honest, I don't watch La Liga at all. He's a French international, 23 years of age. Seems like a kind of similar profile to Baleba, I guess. Yeah, central defensive midfielder, very fast, athletic. Yeah, I mean, great. How much money are we talking about here? I mean, he's not a Carlos Baleba, let's put it that way. But yeah, I mean, he plays every single game for Sevilla. I think he has been capped by the French international team. At this point, I would take anybody apart from Rabiot. Rabiot's the only player that I would not take at the moment. I think we need a midfielder so badly that, yeah, like for me, that's the absolute minimum. We should be bringing in someone like this guy. Obviously, Carlos Baleba would have been the dream option, but for whatever reason, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but we definitely do need to bring in a midfielder. Otherwise, God knows what's going to happen this season. The same with the defender. I think a defender is so important. If we can get a defender in before the window... Sorry, not a defender, a goalkeeper. If we can get a goalkeeper in before the window closes, I think it literally takes us from finishing maybe in 10th to maybe a top 6 finish. And I do think it's as simple as that, honestly. I think without a goalkeeper and a midfielder, I think we're really going to struggle this season. And I don't think that's, that breaking news, really. I think it's relatively obvious that our attack is looking better. Our defence is looking more solid, but we still have massive holes in our team, especially in the goalkeeper in the midfield area. So, yeah, hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, we can get one of these players that we're linked to over the line. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on that as and when we do or don't. But at the moment, it looks like this guy from Sevilla seems to be the main player that we're linked to. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That was up on Manchester Evening News this morning, saying that apparently Manchester United are interested in signing this Agumi fella. So yeah, we'll see how that one progresses. But obviously, we're going to have to get players out as well. In relation to outgoings, it looks like Hojlund is on the way out. Hojlund to Napoli looks like it's picking up some serious momentum. Apparently, Hojlund wants a permanent exit, though. He doesn't want to go on loan. And I actually respect that. I think, from a player's perspective, the last thing you want is to go out on loan and then the team say, we don't want you, send them back. And then Manchester United say, we don't want you. And then what do you do then, So, yeah, I do actually somewhat agree that... that if I was Hojlund, I would do the same thing. I would 100% be like, I'm happy to leave, but it needs to be a permanent exit. I need to go on a permanent deal, or there needs to be some sort of obligation to buy. There needs to be some sort of guarantee that once I leave this club, I have a future at my next club, because otherwise it's just another Jadon Sancho. There's already some murmurs that apparently Barcelona aren't going to keep Marcus Rashford, apparently, which is wild. He's only been there for, 2 days? Not even. 1 game he's been there, Marcus Rashford. And there are already some murmurs this morning in the media that apparently Barcelona think that Marcus Rashford has the talent, but he doesn't have the, the mentality, which we already know. So, yeah, that's wild, isn't it? That it's been 1 game and already the Barcelona hierarchy and the Barcelona fan base are kind of, I wouldn't say turning against Marcus Rashford, but they're kind of, they're like questioning his mentality and questioning his, his work rate and stuff. So we'll see what happens with that one. But, let's just hope that Hojlund gets his move. I wish Hojlund all the best. I think we've let him down massively. I think, he's done nothing bad, Hojlund, by way of there's been no off-the-field issues. There's been nothing, he's done nothing wrong, Rasmus Hojlund. He just, I think, got thrown in at the wrong time, didn't have the resources around him in order to succeed. And again, this is just another example of how Manchester United have failed a player, a young, promising player. And we just have to hope and pray that they don't do the same thing to, to Šeško. So we need to all get behind Šeško. Like, he might not score for a few games. He might have a couple of bad periods. But just remember, this guy is young, he's very talented, and he does have a bright future. We just have to be patient. So, yeah, a little bit sad that Hojlund is going, but I think it is probably the right decision. Moving on from there, Garnacho to Chelsea looks like it's almost done. We're still waiting to find out what the final fee will be, but it looks like Garnacho to Chelsea is probably going to be around 30-40 million, which I think is a bit of a joke. But again, are we surprised? He hasn't trained. He's out of the team. He's fallen out with the manager. He didn't go on the preseason tour. Like, his value is at rock bottom now, realistically, unfortunately. And we are only to blame for that, as well as him, obviously. The players, the players obviously partly to blame as well. But yeah, it's just another example of how we had a player who 12 months ago, people were saying he's worth, 50 to 100 million. Fast forward to now, and we'll be lucky to get 30, 40 million off Chelsea for him, And Chelsea obviously see this as a way of, realistically, they see this as an example of a way of getting some money in the market. They can get a player for cheap. They're probably thinking that they can, make him come good. And yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that's everything for this morning. We've got a super chat coming in here from Ray. Thank you, Ray. Ray says, let's hope we don't all destroy Šeško. Yeah. Someone says, can you talk about the news reported Manu Kone swapped for Jadon Sancho? What? I've not heard anything about that. Manu Kone swapped for Jadon Sancho. Thank you for your super chat, by the way, Ray. All right, so on the Manchester Evening News, Manchester United handed opportunity to swap Jadon Sancho for Manu Kone. I mean, that's great, but Jadon Sancho doesn't even want to go to Roma. So, you know, it's all good and well us idolizing and dreaming about this hypothetical deal that's not going to happen. Jadon Sancho doesn't want to go to Roma. We already accepted a bid from Roma and he still doesn't want to go. You know? So that sounds great. Bring in a midfielder, swap him for Sancho, but Sancho doesn't want to leave. Sorry, he does want to leave, but he doesn't want to go to any of the clubs that are offering him the money, which doesn't make any sense. He doesn't want to go Chelsea. He doesn't want to go Besiktas. He doesn't want to go Roma. Like, where does this guy want to go? Who else does he think is going to come in for him? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here, guys. It's just a short one this morning. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Hopefully more stuff starts to happen in the next kind of weeks and days. And I'll speak to you guys on the next one. Bye for now.